Master Chief recovered something.
Sacred ring. Halo.
When I touched the object, it felt different.
What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
Find the halo, win the war.
Nothing's better than a win, except a win with BetMGM. We got you feeling the fire, lighting up the court, bringing the house down. Now, you're winning with the king of sportsbooks. You know what to do.
It's that time of year again, and everyone at KG Certified is excited about the BetMGM's March matchups. The college tournaments is even more exciting at the king of sportsbooks. New customers that place a $10 moneyline wager on any game will receive $200 in free bets if any team hits a three-pointer during the tournament. Yes, during the tournament. You gotta love those odds. Just use bonus code KG200 when you register. Anything can happen during BetMGM's March matchups. So get in on the action. Download the app and use bonus code KG200 to win $200 if any three-pointer is made during the tournament. Yeah! New customers only.
Today, I'm here with my main man, my brother, the one and only Gary Trent Sr. in here chopping it up, right. How was it watching Gary being in the league, man? Is it weird watching your son in the league?
No, it's not really weird because we have been in the mindset of training for this forever.
Yeah.
We have been in the mindset, I started training my son hard at 5. At 4 years old, man, I moved the furniture out the house. You look on my Facebook, I got my kids dribbling in the house. I don't care, y'all break a vase, whatever.
Right.
We just working on ball handling.
I remember you used to bring him in the locker room and challenge each guy $100
to the push-ups?
To the push-ups. Little Gary could do 100 push-ups at what, age 4, 3?
About 5 or 6.
He was young, he was little.
Bring him in the locker room and
challenge every guy there. Hey man, I bet my son do more push-ups. And you're like, what? And I'm like, man, get this little, like what? And he was ready, looking like, yeah, I got that.
But he needed that though, because to sit there and watch you in a hot tub,
Right.
to listen to the lingo, to see
be
Kevin
around.
McHale walking through there and see Sam and all that, like, it turns from an inspiration, like my son, he might be short, Grayson might be short, right? So he always be looking at Van Fleet or Dame Lillard or somebody be like, Dad, they're not that big. When I was a kid, the most mythical figures to me was Michael Jackson and Magic Johnson. Those are people that I thought in life I would never be able to touch them. Like, they just such a mythical figure to me.
By the way, he can't dance, so I don't know what Michael Jackson came in.
Yeah. No, I was breakdancing. I had the glove, I had the jacket, I had the S-curl.
You had the curl?
S-curl, I had the S-curl. It's 84.
No.
It's 84.
I'm gonna get some pictures, don't worry about it. I got y'all, I got it.
So those people being mythical figures to me, I don't want my sons to see league guys and be mythical figures. I want them to touch them and be like, man, I can be that.
Humanize them.
Yeah, I can be that. Like, standing next to Dame or standing next to Fred VanVleet, like, oh, they're not that much bigger than me.
That also motivates you too,
The inspiration, though, because, when you watch Giannis, 6'11", KD, 6'11", Shaq, you like, oh, I gotta be big. No, you don't have to be big. Right. You have to be tough-minded, skilled, and hard-working. That's what you gotta be. That's how you give yourself a chance. No matter how big you are. Look at Muggsy, Spud, Isaiah Thomas, not throwback Isaiah, the new Isaiah, he 5'9"?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Made the All-Star game. So if you're gonna work, you're gonna give yourself a chance.
Right.
And all of that. So I want my kids to be around. That's why we hear the games out here in LA, because I want them to see them guys. I want them to talk to them guys and be like, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. We at the Timberwolves game. We at courtside. We sitting like right next to go the Raptors bench, coaches, then us.
Okay.
So we sitting there. So my two sons are sitting on the right of me, and the whole time, a little situation with Beverly before the game.
Is this where you had the fur on? And
the killer piece. We get to that. Ooh, that joint was cold. I know. Listen.
Yeah, why you didn't take it off?
I ain't had to. It was, you know what I'm saying? I was cool like that. You ain't see no sweat dribble. Zoom in. It's 4K, 8K TV. You didn't
I
see
saw
no.
your wrist frosty though. It was cold.
Yeah, a little icy. A little something
So you
icy
had
for the
AC
camera.
on. So you
Yeah, a
had
little
AC
something for
on?
the camera, man. A little birthday gift joint. You know what I'm saying?
It's still going, huh?
So Patrick Beverly start just the shenanigans with JR. They get a technical before the game. So you know why they got a tech, right? So
Yeah.
now there wasn't no
Foot slip, no rising.
yeah, no rosin and all that. So he go down to the other team's bench, use the rosin, somebody say something, they get into it. So dude do that before the game. So the whole time, Fred, he come down the floor. He look over at Van Fleet and say, hey, you better get your ass out here. You know I'm looking for that smoke. Don't be sitting your ass out tonight.
Who said that?
This was Beverly say to Fred.
He shot that.
Yeah, right? Fred hit him with, boy, you need to be guarding G. Trent. He got 13 in the first quarter, right? Because you start the shenanigan and don't guard him. But the whole point, Grayson's sitting there and he like, hey, Dad, you hear him cussing that? Fred, you hear him talking da-da-da-da? I'm like, I told y'all at practice, this is what go on. They ain't never sat courtside. Ever since that moment, next tournament, he blocked a shot. Get that out of here. Like, he almost wanted to cuss. He almost wanted, it was fourth grade. I could tell he wanted to cuss. So he come down, stole the ball, give me that.
So he's playing more spirited.
Well, he playing more spirited, but now that you see, you emulating that.
Oh, wow.
You see them talking trash, so now you talking trash. That's what you're doing. But I've all told y'all that because it's not your reality does not mean it's not a reality. Son, this is what going, like, you know, I be trying to educate my team. We live in the suburb of Minnesota. Like I told them, you ain't playing no kid from Louisiana that during the game told you, I'll beat your ass. You ain't played no young vice lords from Chicago that's telling you, boy, what's up? You ain't played nobody from California that's like, boy, I'll beat you up at the game, I'll meet you in the restaurant. Like, you haven't played them kids. Y'all still just kids. I'm like, son, it's real shit going on out here and somebody really looking for smoke. And he got to see that being courtside, which was beautiful for his growth because now it's funny, he's in a different mindset.
When you watch JR, he's a guard, and obviously you was a post player, development, did you have to hit a switch? I know you think you got some guard game. I know you can handle the ball decent. I ripped you a couple times. You remember I ripped you a couple times? Anyways.
Flip ain't called foul.
Anyways, how do you flip that switch from, one I know you to be very, very deep in when it comes to the basketball, the game itself and IQ. How do you flip that switch from being a post player and then helping your son be the best perimeter player that he can be?
I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you, man. Had a lot of teammates, seen a lot of talent in the league, and watching you at almost 7 feet do that, I was an undersized post player. Really, I should have been playing 1 through 3. Like if I had an uncle,
three, 4, 5, because he was also strong.
No, but I'm saying if I had like a parent or an uncle or somebody standing over me as a kid, well, my height, my position should have really been 1 through 3. You know what I'm saying?
Why you say 1 through 3?
Because if you look at the guards, anywhere between 6'4" to 6'7", 6'8", guard, being a big guard. You know what I'm saying? Or a small forward. That's what I'm saying, 1 through 3. Penny was 6'8", but I could have played the small forward, and I developed some of that. But when I'm looking at it, I always told myself, every kid I train is gonna have passing skills, guard skills, and shooting skills. If you grow to be 7 feet, then you just be Garnett. That's what I'll be telling the kids on my team. If you grow to be 7 feet, you're just gonna be a skilled big man. Because a 7-footer with a handle or a jumper and passing ability, like I tell them, the reverse pivot is the same on the post that it is on the perimeter. Whether you're doing it 8 feet away, 6 feet away, or 21 feet away, the reverse pivot, the jab step, ain't before pivots in basketball.
It is.
So no matter where you do them at, it's all the same. So basically my thing is meticulous footwork and meticulous moves, up and unders and all those type of things. And now, if you stay 6 foot or you stay 7 foot, everybody got the same skill set. I train all my kids with guards, and I train you as a face-up guard with back to the basket addition, not like me. I started back to the basket trying to add a jumper later. Let's start your face-up game and we will add post-up game to you later. And on top of that, the game ain't about posting guards up no more like it used to be. We used to take advantage of Rod Strickland, big guard, 6'4" guard, Jason Kidd. You catch a Miss Penny Hardaway, you're gonna catch that mismatch. Now, man, you got everybody shooting a 3, 7-footer shooting a 3. Everybody wanna be a guard. So I'm giving everybody guard skills, dribble, just ample amount of dribbling.
I was going to ask you that. When seeing how today's game is, everything is about one-on-ones. How have you downloaded today's game with the update of today's game and incorporated it in training?
If you watch Little League basketball, any kid that can dribble is going to be the guy on the team that everybody deferred to. Because most kids, if you're a right-hander, I force everybody to their offhand in Little League.
In the weekend.
So when I force you to your left hand and you take one dribble and pick it up, you're gonna hot potato to the kid who can dribble. And he's gonna come get the ball from you. And the kids that are the most confident at this age are the ones that can dribble. You ain't even gotta be a great shooter. But as long as you know in your mind, can't nobody take it from me. So long as I can dribble, that's the biggest problem with these kids is the dribbling. Nobody can dribble, so when they get pressure, they pick it up. So as long as everybody can dribble, that's where you start with the confidence, being able to dribble. Because now, once I develop my shot, but gotta be able to get away from you.
How much time are you working on handle?
I built a dribble bridge at home out of a 10-foot steel pole that I had got from Home Depot. I put this little contraption together. It was about $70. We probably do about 15 minutes of ball handling just to open up.
That's the one I see when he's dribbling
over this bed. Yep, all that, yep.
Where you get that from?
I bought this cheap plastic version off the internet, and every time I was doing something, it was falling apart. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Home Depot, screw everything in, steel pipe, got some 18-inch legs, you know what I'm saying? So it's 18 inches off the ground, so it keeps you low, but I also built a small one for passing pick and roll. It's almost like that tripod. When you come off the pick and roll, it's 18 inches wide. You gotta be able to make that bounce pass through that 18-inch window, son, because this is how tight it's gonna be. It's about how tight it's gonna be.
Everybody moving.
Yeah, about 18 inches. That's what's the bar is 18 inches. It's a little square. You gotta come off, break the man down, and boom, you know? But dribbling, to me, is the most important key, because all bigs develop a jump shot later. You can't develop a handle later. Once you already you can, but at 6'10",
you need that.
It's harder to develop a handle at 6'10" than it is a jumper.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
I like to compare it to skateboarding. You know, when you get on a skateboard, you younger, you smaller, you understand the sense of gravity. If you get taller, you long, you can't ever find that sense of gravity anymore.
Because you gotta use your core to ride the kick.
And you gotta get down too,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I want to ask you, man? Watching Bron and Bronny, you know, be a kind of a tandem with dad and son in the NBA, probably gonna be the first one, right? What's some of the things you not share with Junior about just the league that has helped him, would you say?
Man,
Has helped
everything.
him today?
Everything. Anything that's gonna happen in the league, from whether how the girls gonna play it, how the scammers gonna play it, how the tailors and the clothes people gonna play it,
How the league gonna play it?
how the league gonna play it, anything that got to do with the money, anything that got to do with on the court, off the court. My biggest thing was
Opportunity?
my biggest thing was really educating you off the court, because that's where the danger comes.
Those are the biggest distractions.
Yeah, the dangers ain't really within the business. The dangers is the things that hang around the business. Make sure you stay focused on this, stay locked in on this, and you know, at the end of the day, no matter what you do, always stay working on your craft.
Facts.
You can never go wrong working on your craft.
Facts.
That because, you know, lifestyle, taking care of your body.
Right.
Everything that you love to do, everything you want to
Comes from
do,
that.
evolves around with your body.
Right.
So you got to treat your body almost like they treat them race cars. Take it around the track a little bit, pulling the piston up. We got to change these tires. We got to get that massage. We got to get them superfoods. We got to get that rub down. You got to get that ice bath, and then put it back out on the track.
Right.
But you got to pull in and get a pit stop every now and then and maintenance that, because if you run it hard, something gonna happen.
It's crazy, man. He like Toronto?
Love it. He love Toronto. I'm gonna tell you why he love it more than anything. First and foremost, you sat there in street clothes in Portland. And then you was never gonna play in front of Dame, and you was never gonna play in front of CJ because they've established themselves, and with the money they make, they start no matter what you do at practice every day. You learn from them, but then it was time to let me soak up what I can from them, and now let me branch off, mix in what I learned from them, and still be me and help them and them veterans help continue my growth. And you was waiting on that opportunity. You was waiting on the opportunity to be a starter. You was waiting on the opportunity to be involved in the offense. You was waiting on the opportunity to be a part of the outcome of the games. Like, I'm a part of winning and losing here. I'm not just somebody on the bench. Like, I can actually have a role to where I can help determine our wins, our losses, our playoff bursts, our playoff wins, and things of that nature. So now your career and who you are becomes more important and relevant to this city, to this team, to this organization. And now here's a chance for you to start painting your legacy. You know, it got off to a slow start. It stumbled out the gate. It didn't come out the gate like you wanted, but it could end up finishing how you want it. But that's gonna be on your mindset and how much you gonna work.
He had a couple 40 games.
He done had some 40-point games. You know, he done had some hot games. He had his little streak.
Yeah.
Him and Rosen, and I think, you know, Kawhi might be the only guys that have multiple 40-point games during the Raptors season and whatnot, but...
And they love their Raptors up there.
They do. I ain't impressed, though. I'm not impressed because as your dad, I know exactly what's in you, exactly what's not in you, and I know exactly what you're capable of. If I thought my son had already peaked, then I'd be happy. And I'd be like, okay,
He got another level to him?
No, my son got a level or two to him. To me, there's no reason that with the opportunity, you can't get to the All-Star game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That should be your goal. All-Star game should be your goal. And then the next step should be to stay there.
Facts.
Like, I need to be here every year. Like, my name need to, every time this pop up, I need to almost like, you know, like people grandfathered in like a Kobe or like how Magic was. He ain't even play, but they can put Magic in that game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not to that level if you get there, but I'm just saying that need to be your mindset. You got to have some goals every year when you come in. Never get complacent and never think that, oh, I'm cool, I'm here now. No, you're not.
That's what's up, man.
You're not. But let me ask you something, though. When we came in as rookies, on our jackets had the 50th, that was the 50th year of the league. I remember, you know what I'm saying? It was the 50th year of the league.
Actually, we came in 95 next
95?
year. No. We came in next year, 96 was the 50th.
50th year?
Anniversary, yeah.
Okay.
96.
So now,
And it was in Cleveland.
now that you part of this 75 greatest and things like that, how's that feel, though? How's that feel to, because listen, you was a super duper uber basketball fan. You know all the history. You got a lot of love and respect for the old heads like Dream and Magic and those guys. To now, as a whole generation of people move on, and now there's kids that's putting you in that Magic Johnson space or the space that we put the Dream in them in. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
You know what's crazy, man? When I walked in there, man, and to be commemorated, I looked up and everybody that was in the room was my idol or somebody that I idolized. Whether it was Pat Ewing, whether it was Reggie Miller, whether it was Iceman, whether it was Magic, Isaiah Thomas, it didn't matter. So I had to really take a second to come in and like embrace it. My biggest issue, you notice, is accepting things. I never really was the one to accept a lot of gratitude. I always thought I was better when I was left out of something that motivated me. I was super encouraged by that, right? So when things or accolades come my way, I have to actually take a breath and actually accept them. And that was the first thing, to come in here and breathe. And I wanted everybody to know in here, man, everybody in this room has inspired me to be better, young and old, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was like a surreal moment where you just gotta sit there and just accept it. But it was crazy, you know, going to Boston, having the five go up in the Raptors. It was a big shenanigans, man. It was, you know, whenever you put on something of an event, it's always gonna be, you know, potholes, obstacles and stuff. So coming into it, it was a bunch of organization. The Celtics, shout out to the Celtics, man. They went over and beyond the celebration. They got all the guys to show up. You know, a bunch of guys I played with there. It was great to see everybody. Ray showed up, E-House, Baby, Perk, Scout. It was just everybody, you know, P.
Too much love, just love.
I knew they loved me. I knew Boston loved me. I didn't know they loved me like that, dog. I came up, I looked up. The game was over, bro. The game was over. And dog, I couldn't even see, dog. I had to ingest that. I told my kids, give me a sec. I need to go out here.
Was you like, for a small second, was you like outer body experience, like a Twilight Zone?
For 10 seconds, dog.
Yeah.
I stepped out of myself and I looked at myself, looking at all of it. And if you look at me, I was trying to
damn.
I did a 360, bro, and I looked and I was like, I just had to exhale on it. It was such a surreal moment, but I thought I was gonna lose it, and I kept it together. I was proud of myself for keeping it together because it was so many emotions. It was so much love in there that, yeah, it was all over the place.
I see you shared it. You know what?
When I got to pulling it up and going like this, it hit me.
It was too hard. You was trying not to. You was trying not to.
Lord,
you couldn't even fight it.
I was good. When I looked over and saw my kids like, Dad, keep doing it, I was like, oh, this is gonna hit me. And I felt it, and I looked up, and I was like, oh, this ain't never coming down.
Yeah.
This gonna stay up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit me. Boom. I was like, yeah, this for everybody, though. You know what it is for everybody. This for all the people who couldn't make it. It's for all the people who chase their dreams and they can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was thinking of. Man, I represent so much of the regular people and the people that strive to be better coming from these lesser situations. Yeah, that's how I was feeling. So yeah, and then I was like, I don't lose it all the way, so I can't.
Don't go too hard out here with it, too, yeah.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
in them type of moments, it's hard not to cry in front of the world, though, man. Like,
You know, and it's right here, and you gotta.
whenever I be seeing, like, guys win the Super Bowl or championship and they crying, whatnot, listen, the beautiful thing about it, as a grown alpha, you know that, man, like, your spirit had to be so touched because you ain't trying to do that. You ain't trying to cry in front of the world. You Aaron Donald, you the toughest in the NFL. I'm slamming quarterbacks and sacking them. I can't come out here and cry. I got to, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard.
I think we equate crying to a more sensitive emotion when really the emotion is an expression of how you feeling in the moment of which, you know, sometimes, Lord, the vibration is over your head. It was like a big ass wave to me, and I was just in there trying to accept all of the love, and it was just so much of it. I was seeing people I haven't seen, people who had kids that were small or in their hands now, little mini adults and grown, even in college or in high school. It was just a great time. It was a culmination of everything you work hard on.
You know what else? You've been away from 30,000 screaming for so long, people screaming your name for so long, and that level of energy and that roar of people cheering for you, that makes it like touching, like
it's over the top.
Yeah, it makes it so touching. It make you weak. It make you emotionally weak for that 1 second. Like, damn, they really, man. Like cause I did my little college retirement, man, and you know. And
How was that?
Well, the beautiful thing, the most thing I was excited about was my kids.
Got to relive
They're
it.
old enough now to be a part of something that I accomplished when y'all wasn't even born.
Facts.
So now y'all part of something that when I was 19, 20, and 21 years old, and my son was older, and it was a great moment to explain to him, like, son, this is something I did 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that they still rewarded me for, that they still have admiration for me for.
Dope,
And,
man.
when I got to talking, and you know, our arena sold out 10,000, I got to talking, and
hit
I
you?
shouted listen,
hit
man,
you?
I
When it
could,
hit you?
listen.
When it hit you, bro?
A couple times it hit me, I fight it a couple, 2-3 times.
You swallowed it?
But man, listen, got the high pitch a little bit, cracked, swallowed. Then they had all the cameras.
Talking about your coach?
My coach, my high school coach, and just the people that embraced me, man, because like my high school coach and them took me and started treating me something before I was anybody. Now, I wasn't no Gary Trent, great basketball player, nothing like. I was just some black kid struggling. I was to the point like, here it is, September, October, November, and I'm just about to start school. School done started in August.
Wow.
So they let me start school, like, call downtown. Okay, his paperwork almost going through. Okay, we can let him start school now because he's already behind. So they took me like that, and then man, my high school coach would take, he ain't had no kids at the time, take me home. You know, it'd be just him and his wife, right?
being a figure,
and
yo.
it was like a stale like atmosphere, and I didn't know how to explain it to him because, you know, coming from where I was coming from, you know, crack household, SWAT team kicking us in all the time, all that. So I'm sitting over there one day, and I'm like, man, coach, you know, your house is like Leave It to Beaver. Because I didn't know how to explain it to him, you know what I'm saying? Little Leave It to Beaver. You know, it was a white household. They was quiet, they was calm. You know, my household, knocks on the door, loudness, trapping all day. So, I'm like, man, coach, your house is kind of like Leave It to Beaver. So it was funny because we was talking on the phone about a month ago. We talking about JR and just my kids and explain what I've been doing. And he said, it was funny, he said, you sounding like Leave It to Beaver to me now. Yeah. He said, you sound like Leave It to Beaver. He's like, you in the suburbs now, you living like this, you doing,
Your coach still coaching?
No, he don't coach. He just teaching back in Ohio.
You know what I want to ask you? I got to ask you this. Switch it up for a little second. How old were you? Matter of fact, how old was JR when he started beating you one-on-one? When did you have to say, I got to quit playing my son?
To be honest, when my son got to about 10th grade.
Oh, in high school?
Yeah, it's he about 15, almost 16. I wasn't moving laterally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to tear nothing, trying to keep up with no young cat. No, I'm not about to do it. And then your children always want to beat you at everything. Like, they want to beat me at Madden. Even my second son, everything he can beat me. My son, Grayson, he's 10 down. When he was 8 years old, he cried at football practice because he thought he was going to beat me in a race. Like, y'all want to beat me that bad? Like, son, you 8. Now, come on now. You really, he went to the cool. You really thought you was gonna beat me, so it's funny that all my kids want to beat me. All my kids tell me I'm better than you at this. I can beat you. How y'all better than me at something that I've been doing longer than your life than existed? Like, that's what I'll be having to ask. How you better at this?
I mean, they're looking at you though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're sizing you up.
Yeah, it sizes me up all the time. Listen, hold up. So JR, when he was 12, he hit me with, one time, so hit me and Natalia, when I get 17, I ain't doing dishes no more. Really? Okay, cool. Well, you know what I'm saying? I said, well, let me stay in the gym the next 5 years, make sure to see what's up with my dishes. Garrison, 3 years ago, he had left. He talking about, when I get 15, I ain't doing all this cleaning up all the time when I get 15. So his mom was like, well, damn, JR at least was at 17. You that tough at 15? Like, yeah, JR was, I don't know what he was waiting on. I'm like, okay, well, I got to stay in the gym. Ain't nobody cleaning up no more. Ain't nobody doing dishes. Everybody want to beat me up over making y'all clean.
By the way, you got 4 sons.
Yeah, right? I got 4 sons. Right. Yeah, so now everybody, ain't nobody doing dishes.
So
when
this
they
is
go.
your motivation to stay
I got to stay in the gym.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but I always tell them, hey, one rib shot, man, I'll change your life, son. One rib shot, I'll change your life. You know what I'm saying?
What's your feelings on the current game, man? They got load management. They going. Is it? Hold on. So we're gonna go in. I'm gotta line this up, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about load management. But are you watching the sets? Are you watching the sets that's been played? You remember the basics? The
floppy, weak side.
All that's dead.
Yeah.
Are any plays being called in the league? It looks like I'm coming down. I'm reading it. I'm getting a pick and roll. I'm coming off. I get the mismatch. Then I line it up. Is that the play now?
Well, a lot of it is, if you notice, we're flooded with European players. So I've played in the NBA, I've played overseas. What I've
Played
known,
in Greece, right?
Yeah, Greece and Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
If you look at it, we've adopted really Olympic-style basketball. Because, you know, in the Olympics, when you reverse pivot, you can't rip and go. You got to jab and go back this way. You know what I'm saying?
Then come back.
Yeah, things like that. So when you look at the European style of play, like I said, when we played, all my life, I was told, you can't let this man flash. I gotta hit him in chest to cutter. Chest to cutter. Now,
freedom of movement.
Yeah, now it's, you're, what they say, impeding the offensive player's progress.
Right.
So what I'm supposed to, what you gonna do with Shaq? You gonna let him duck right in the charge circle, or am I impeding? You know what I'm saying? So those things, to me, that's got the game too soft, and that's why everybody be crying in the playoffs, because they do all that ripping and running through the lane, and then in the playoffs, the referees let it get a little physical, and now it's more crying than ever. So I think that they took away the physicality of the game.
For the European player to play?
Well,
or for it to flow like it do, because scoring is up. Like, I seen the score the other day was like 129 to like 150.
By you not being able to put your hands on nobody, everybody is sweet.
Right.
Even the slowest of guys can get a blow by because you can't do the hand check, you can't stop them or any of that type of stuff. And now the nights that they decide to let that happen, that's the more of the whining. I'm gonna tell you something I hate too. My son done did it a couple times. I had to pull him to the side. The flops. It's more cats about the whiplash they self than actually getting fouled. Driving to the hole, up. Like, dude, you gonna hurt your own neck. Y'all, just play. Just play. It's too much crime. At the game last night, I'm hearing too much crying up and down. I damn near was boy step out there and tell them, y'all shut up. It's just too much whining.
Wow.
It's just too much whining. That, you know, and
inconsistencies with the ref a little bit and calling it a certain way?
Nope. It ain't the inconsistency in the ref. It's the inconsistency in how the player feel, because the night that you rested and ready to go, you play through that. But the night that you a little bit tired, it might be a back-to-back, you might be off the overtime. Because I'm watching, like last night, a lot of guys couldn't finish at the rim when they got in there due to the bump or due to the physicality or due to fatigue. You know what I'm saying? And you could see just missing them small layups or getting all the way to the rim and just hit short, things of that nature. But I think, you know, the threes is cool, but to me, they haven't found a balance, because instead of letting y'all let the analytic people tell y'all what to do. So when I'm at the Blazers practice facility a couple years ago, in between the top of the key and the NBA 3, they got all this blue tape. So I'm like, what's all this for? They're like, we don't want no shots from the 2.
Oh, wow.
If you're gonna shoot a 18-footer, they'd rather take the 3.
Wow.
Because it's like this. If I shoot 10 threes, if I make 5 of those, that's gonna give me 15 points. If I make 5 twos, that's gonna give me 10 points. So it's gonna take me I gotta make more 2-point baskets than 3-point baskets, so why not just pull up the three? That's why you see guys come down on the break. We was on a 2-on-1 break. Well, we about to set you up for the Donkey Kong dunk.
Gotta get a layup, though, dog.
Now on the break, I'm great, stop and pull up. Not only do the fans want it, but the organization want it. If Steph coming down and he got a 2-on-1 and they kick it to him, you think they want Steph going to the hole or do they want Steph to stop and pop?
That's not even what people want, though. It's what's best for the play, yo. It's not on me to like, what I don't like what analytics is doing is determining the play. Then you take the analytics and you put it in the style of the training and development of the player. Now I'm teaching you how to play a certain way. It ain't straight up. It ain't straight up 1s and 2s. It ain't straight up 2s and 3s no more.
No, it's a small ball. Like
who in the hell can play with that on their mind? Oh snap! Do I take the? He gave me the 2 at the free throw line. Do I take that? Or can I get close? Like, come on, man. Like.
But the plays are designed. If you look at the offensive sets, the pick and rolls or the dribble weave, dribble handoff, like Steph. Like when they run that pick and roll almost at half court,
you gotta be up.
A big ain't gonna be able to be up out there though. Like how many bigs gonna be able to, when he set the screen, that Draymond set that screen at 8 feet behind the 3-point line and Steph coming off, how many, first thing a big gonna do is squat and get ready to be attacked. And as soon as he dribble pull up on you because you're in this stance waiting to be attacked.
Then if you standing straight up, he go around you.
And go.
What you giving him? If that's you, I'm just talking basketball. If that's you, what you giving him the 3 with the guy trailing?
No, I'm gonna run him off the line and force him to drive. Force him to drive, because he wants that 3.
Now everybody's switching too now.
And that's making lazy defense. Because here's the thing. You knew fighting through the screen was gonna take a little extra.
Right.
You know, I always preach to my kids, the teams that I coach, the first effort is nothing. It's the second and third effort where you win games at. The first effort, I'm a straight line drive. Okay, cool. Do you got a B move? The B is when he cuts you off his spin. The help come over, the C is the up and under.
Right.
So now you got to have an A, B, and C. But if you play players with A, B, and C, that's gonna take you multiple defensive efforts.
Right.
You can't just, the initial drive, dribble. No, you gotta keep moving and keep moving. So it's the second and third efforts that wins these games out here. So when you force Steph off the 3-point line and he give it up, they about to run him off a triple again.
Wow.
So there come your second effort, he gonna get it, pump fake, throw it, and come off another triple again because they're looking for him like that. So it's gonna take you multiple efforts to guard a guy like him, and he's hunting for the 3-point line. Yeah. Like, if you look at his stats, I believe he shoots more 3s than 2s.
Yeah.
So you wanna run him off the line. Wow. Like he's 3, deep 3, is regular 3, deep 3, or layup. You don't really see him getting in there, bank shotting in the 8 feet range or doing too many foul line pull-ups.
I saw him when he was struggling. He went through a little patch where he's struggling. I saw him pulling up, coming in.
Trying to get to the hole, get to the free throw line, get yourself going.
I actually thought he wanted to see it go through. Like he was coming up, shooting the free throw line and stuff like that. Talk about load management.
When you look at most point guards, they come off like Chris Paul, trying to get that elbow pull up. Steph ain't trying to get the elbow pull up.
Trying to get the layup or the 4-3.
Set my screen, 8 feet out, I'm trying to pull up at the 3. They all can have the elbow. You know what I'm saying? So you want to run him off the line. Now the load management.
Yeah, how you feel about that? We'd still be playing if we had load management too.
Yeah, we weren't allowed load management because the mindset was you was weak.
Not even that. It was like, can you play through something? That's how I looked at it.
Well, and also it's like this. There's a difference in playing sore and being injured.
Right.
You know, I got a sore back or a sore knee. That's different than being injured. You can play with soreness. Listen,
you sore every
the
night.
second day of training camp, you sore. My quad's sore. I don't care what type of training you've been doing. When you do the 3-hour 2 a day, another 2 a day, that next day, man, listen, I don't care how much training you've been doing. You're going to be sore. You have to play through that. Now, trying to play with messed up tendons in your ankle or your wheels ain't right, that's one thing to sit down for. But load management is like, you know what, I'm tired tonight, you know what I'm saying? And is that load management really because you basketball tired or personal life tired? Because a lot of times, personal life spill over, and I've always told my son this since he was in middle school, and I still tell him to this day, your professional life, it can and will affect your personal life.
It will, and vice versa.
You might wanna be with your family on Christmas, your professional life gonna have you on TV. You might want to do this in the summer. Your professional life gonna have you with this interview. But the number one thing is your personal life can never affect your professional life. And that's whether it's domestic violences or DUIs or any of your personal stuff, it can't spill over into your profession. And that's what comes with being an athlete. But the load management thing is, You know, I understand guys needing to take a rest here and there and whatnot. But, you know, Mike said it best. I'll pay you for 82 games. You know, you just decide to, you know, in certain cities, you know, if a cat pull a load management in Utah, okay, he might really be hurt. He pull a load management in LA, you like, bruh, how you load managing that? You know what I'm saying? We've been out in LA 2-3 days now. How your knee hurt? We ain't had practice. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times the load management
Ain't what it is.
It's load management, but from what?
It's an excuse.
From what, though?
You look at it as an excuse?
Or a night off. A night off. Like, you know, man, there's some weak cats in this league. You know, cats like, I don't want to guard him tonight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's when you pick and choose to use that load management is my issue.
Here go the biggest thing. Okay.
Or a team come to the side one time and you sit out this, or the matchup is there and that player decides to sit out. I'm watching for the matchups. I'm watching not only for the play, but I'm watching for the matchups too.
Here's the thing though. When you have that load management, a lot of teams are like, okay, on Monday we playing a non-playoff team. So
you guys are watching?
Yeah. So we playing they 12th in the East. Right. So I can sit out one of my all-stars or both my all-stars because tomorrow we got Brooklyn. So let me rest y'all against the Knicks, but I'm gonna make sure y'all both rested for the Brooklyn game because to me, at the end of the season, every team you've been on at the end of every year, when you start to see it start to happen, you start looking at games that you should have won and games that you tricked off, that you shouldn't. Man, we could win more games, 2 more games, we could be up a seat. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at it at the end of the season because, okay, what makes you think you can set your starters down for this game because this game is more important? No, you think that your team can beat this with the load management. And sometimes it come back to haunt you because you rest them cats and they get some load management because they take the night off for the game, but you kicked it all night.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna take off the game tonight, go out till 4, and then come hoop. Nah, bro, the load management, wasn't no load management then.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kendrick Garnett, and welcome to KG Certified. When it comes to the world of banking and finances, I admit it can be very confusing, especially from people coming from my community. I used to wonder, why is banking so confusing? That's why I teamed up with MoneyLion. And I'm sure you're asking, KG, what's MoneyLion and how does it work? MoneyLion is a groundbreaking app that allows you to bank, borrow, invest, and most importantly, manage your money. Imagine if you can get paid up to 2 days earlier. Imagine getting a direct deposit cash advance up to $1,000 with 0 interest. Yes, you heard me, 0 interest. Does your banking app do that? No, I didn't think so. Listen, financial literacy is very important to me, and that's why I'm putting you on game. MoneyLion allows you to bank smarter rather than harder. That's why I downloaded the MoneyLion app. It makes managing your finances easier than ever. Just go to moneylion.com to download the app. Dropping Dimes, sponsored by MoneyLion. Are you watching college? Are you keeping up with college a little bit?
I watch a little bit of college.
You know, March Madness is probably getting to start in a couple days, whatnot. Are you watching the NIL? Watching these kids with their name and likeness?
Nah, you know, my Garrison was telling me about that. He trying to make him an NFT, little star and all that. He keep coming up with a get-rich lick.
I like it. I like it because that is the future. And to me, I feel like that's where things are going.
I've been seeing the stuff Snoop was doing with the metaverse and all this type of stuff. I've been doing a little bit of reading on it. I don't really know too much on it. My son no more on it. But just another way to get some money. But what it is also another way to get rid of cash currency because now we're gonna make everything digital, everything Bitcoin, and now we can start, it's almost like art. Think about it, like the art is like almost money laundering. Because I'm gonna sign on this table, I'm gonna sign Gary Trent on this table, and I'm gonna sell it to you for $5 million.
It's just a different way. I look at NFTs, I look at Coinbase, I look at digital currency. It's like our version of what, it's today's version of what was to our version 20, 30 years ago. And for our kids to come up in this era now, similar to like how .com affected us, internet affected us, right? We also was around when we didn't have no internet. We used to pick up the phone and have a phone book and have a house phone.
You don't remember nobody's phone number by heart no more nowadays.
You used to remember numbers and
you had to. You had to remember your number how to get home.
Not only that, but you didn't have GPS to show you how to get home. You had to actually use your intuition and cut through homes and shortcuts and all that.
You had to have sense of direction.
So I'm just sitting up here watching how the Web 3.0 is actually our kids' version of what we grew up on, and it is what it is. The Art Basels and the Art industry is now being converted into a digital world, and now they're creating that same art in the world where NFTs and all those creations that in art, so that if you had a creation and I bought it from you, and I went home and I celebrated it, me from you ate off that. Once I got it and I sold to whoever I sell it to, that's for me. You don't get any of that. The beauty of NFTs is that when I create something and I sell it to another peer, and as it gets sold from peer to peer, I get 10%. Well, I get 10% of the residuals forever. So I actually like that. And I think that things of a wave, it has to go through a growth period to where things get replaced. And I just look at it like it's a new wave, and
it's almost like music royalties.
It is.
If you got your royalties, because like, long as that song keep being used over and over and over, you keep getting money.
But music is so detailed in line to who owns what and who produced what, who wrote what. You know what I'm saying? This right here, the creator.
You know what I'm saying? The creator of that beat, the producer of that beat, as far as the music industry,
I understand that.
it's 70 years yours even after you die. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Every time you sample it or he sample it or somebody else use it,
you get hit.
Yep.
Same thing with that. So, I just look at it like it's the new wave, man. So Sunday night, we got the